there, it's Linda and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the pros and cons of grad school so you can make an informed decision about whether you want to attend or not. So one pro is that grad school can lead to career opportunities and advancements. And this is probably one of the biggest reasons why people decide to go to grad school, because who doesn't want to get a job after they graduate? And this is actually the reason that I'm doing my master's degree, because I need it to become a clinical counselor. Other careers like being a pharmacist, a lawyer, a social worker, they also require a graduate degree. And if you're already working full-time in your field of study, then a graduate degree might allow you to move to management and leadership positions. These degrees will allow you to move up in your organization, and sometimes the organization will even pay for you to get your graduate degree. The con is that there's no guarantees that you'll advance in your career. Even if you get a graduate degree, you might still have some trouble finding a job after graduation. This can really be a struggle for anyone. Someone else might even get that management position at your company, even if you end up getting a graduate degree. And sadly, sometimes if you have a graduate degree, this might actually make you overqualified for some of the jobs that you're applying for. And sometimes organizations actually have a preference for people with a bachelor's compared to a master's or PhD, especially during an economic downturn, because people with graduate degrees, their salary requirements tend to be higher than people with bachelor's. Another pro of grad school is that you get to explore your area of interest in great depth and also get research experience. Compared to undergrad, the courses are a lot more specific and you really get to explore your academic interests in great depth. So most graduate programs will also require you to do original research with a research supervisor. Together with the research supervisor, you'll come up with a thesis that expands your knowledge in that area and defend your findings in front of a committee. So this is a really great opportunity to learn how to conduct research and possibly even make a contribution to the field by publishing your work. So this experience will really prepare you for a career in your field and also for a career in research. Another con of graduate school is that it's a huge time commitment. Even once you're done your undergrad degree, graduate school is going to take another 2 to 7 years of education. While you're in graduate school, you're probably not going to be part of the workforce or only working part-time. And this means that you're going to be kind of delaying the time that you enter the workforce, and that means that someone else might have more work experience than you when you go to apply for a job. You might also feel like you're not able to move forward in the next steps of your life. So for example, you might see some of your friends from undergrad who are getting married, who are having children, and who are maintaining a stable full-time job. So I kind of feel like this myself, where I'm kind of putting the rest of my life on hold while I finish my graduate degree. So sometimes this is a necessary sacrifice that we need to make to focus on our studies and be able to finish our program. Another pro of graduate school is that you have a higher earnings potential. According to a Statistics Canada survey, people with higher levels of education had higher earnings. So master's degree graduates were making on average 40 to 47% more than undergraduate degree holders 2 years after graduation, which was a difference in about $18,000 to $21,000. The income gap between undergrad and master's degree holders closes over time, but the difference still remains at about 31% after 5 years. So for me, I did a psychology undergrad degree and now I'm working on a counseling psychology master's degree. And when I look up jobs for each of these degrees, I really do notice the difference in earnings. So the higher earnings potential can be a real incentive to attend graduate school. So on the other hand, another con of graduate school is the cost and the debt. So according to Statistics Canada, approximately half of graduates who graduated in 2005 reported that they had student debt when they completed their program. College graduates had the lowest amount of debt, about $11,500, and professional graduates had the highest amount, so about $60,300 in 2005. So overall, 64% of the graduates in 2005 who graduated with student debt still had an outstanding balance of debt after 3 years. So it's important to keep in mind that graduate school can be expensive, and even though there's some funding opportunities available, you're not guaranteed to get it. You might also have to take on some student loans, and if you already had these from your undergraduate degree, you're really going to be increasing your student debt. Graduate school can also come with a loss of income. So if you're attending grad school, you might not be able to work full-time and only be able to work part-time. So personally, I wasn't able to get any funding for my graduate program, so the way I paid for it was taking on part-time jobs as research assistant or teaching assistant. So this can be a really great alternative to taking on student loans if you're able to balance your work and your studies. So you also want to consider how your relationships with other people will change as you attend grad school. So one of the pros is that you'll have the opportunity to do some networking. In grad school, you'll be able to develop some working relationships and friendships with other people who have similar passions and interests. And your classmates will often be the greatest source of practical and emotional support. So for me, in my cohort, we have a group chat and we're always talking and asking each other questions to get that support. And as you advance in your career, these connections that you formed will likely help you advance in your career. And if you're working on a research project, you're probably going to form some great relationships with the professor or research supervisor, as well as other grad students. And they'll be able to provide you with some mentorship and guidance as you're working on that research project. And if you get a chance to publish your results or attend a conference to share your research, you'll also get a chance to meet others and develop your professional network. On the other hand, another con of grad school is that it can put a real strain on your existing relationships. So you're going to be really busy during grad school and you might not always have the time for your friends and family as you had before. I've even heard of some people who actually lost friends when they went to grad school because they didn't have the time to maintain those connections. Anyway, if you are in grad school and you don't always have time for your friends, then that's okay. Although your good friends still miss you, ultimately, if they want you in their life, they will try to understand and appreciate the time that you can spend together. Keep in mind that the support of your friends and family is going to be really important to your success in grad school, and maintaining the balance between your school, your work, and your friends and family is probably going to be one of the most challenging parts of grad school. Another con of graduate school is that can result in a lot of mental health challenges. So graduate school is a lot more difficult and has a lot more workload than undergrad, so it can be really hard to make that adjustment. So it can be also really difficult to return to school once you've been working in your field for many years. So for me, I took a year off between undergrad and grad school, but I still felt like it was a really big adjustment. So I really wasn't used to the expectations anymore, and I had to get a lot of help from other people to learn how to be successful in grad school. So in grad school, we have to deal with a lot of stress and pressures. We also usually have to deal with some imposter syndrome and also learn how to prevent burnout. And if you're comparing yourself to your friends and family who are already in the workforce or are moving on to the next steps in their lives, then you might feel like you're a little bit behind in life. And I know I felt like this personally for a long time, and I had to keep reminding myself that I'm on a different career path and I need to stay in school longer to do what I want to do in my career. On the other hand, a pro of grad school is that it can lead to personal and professional growth. Because grad school is a very challenging and difficult time in your life and you have to overcome a lot of obstacles, you'll inevitably grow as a person. You'll learn so much about yourself when you go to grad school, and you'll see just how much you can accomplish when you set your mind to it. You'll also develop some important skills that you can use in the future, like time management, self-discipline, and independence. So I hope that gives you some idea about the pros and cons of grad school. So I'm really curious to hear what you think in the comments. Do you think it's worth it to go to grad school? And if you're looking for more videos on navigating through college and beyond, then definitely be sure to subscribe for more videos. So thank you so much for watching today. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!